So, welcome back to this episode of the pod. If you're on the video version, this is the first official video version where we are actually have video instead of just an audio waveform. So, welcome. Today, on the podcast, hold on, let me unplug that. I could hear myself. I didn't want to hear myself. Today we're talking about our walks with the Most High. And if you're not necessarily a spiritual or religious person, I understand why this episode may not just be for you, basically. But the reason I had this podcast topic come to mind is because last night I had another one of my moments, as I just like to call them. I just like to call them my moments. I got off work and I just sat in my car. I sat for about 30 minutes. I had my music kind of dimmed. It was raining. And I just had a talk with myself and with God. I have these moments, it seems at key pivotal points in my life all the time. The last one I remember was when I was at school. And I ended up leaving my dorm room at like 12 o'clock in the morning to go sit outside where the fountain was by the library. I hope none of my people listen to this. They don't hear that I was out at 12 o'clock in the morning just sitting outside. They're going to be like, what the hell are you doing that for? But I have to have those moments because those are the moments where I'm very honest with God. Even though I know that God is all-knowing, I think it's still important for us to be honest with Him. Just like it is for us to be honest with anybody in our lives, even if they know, whether we know that they know some things or not. It's important for us to just be honest and open up ourselves to that, even when just with the people on earth. So of course it's important for us to do that with the Father as well. But I'm entering a new space into my life. I recently got accepted back into school. And so I'm going to be going back down to Columbia. And in going back down to Columbia, I told my mom about this. I was just like, I may not end up coming back to live anyways. Like, of course, to visit. But if things work out in my head the way that I would like them to, I just plan to put myself in positions to where I don't necessarily have to come back up here. Not for extended periods of time. I felt like when I was in Columbia, I had a new life, new beginning, and I kind of messed that up. And for these few months that I've been trying to get back in, I've had very little anxiety about whether I was going to get in or not. I just felt, deep in my spirit that this is where I was supposed to be, so it was going to work out for me. And I feel like I felt that kind of security because I used to pray on it every day. Like I prayed on it every single day. And I think the important part of that, what I'm saying is like in our walk with God, we have these talks where like we ask Him for things and we kind of enter an agreement with Him. Like, it's like, if you do this for me, I'll make sure that I do that. God tells us to put in the work and He'll handle the rest. And that's the agreement we enter into. That's what I was talking about with my talk last night. I was just telling God, spoke out loud the things that I planned to do. I spoke out loud the things that I was asking for and the things that I wanted to happen in this next chapter of my life that I can see that I'm entering. And I asked him for things, and I also spoke out loud the things that I planned to do to be able to get those things. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen in the way that I think I am, or that I'm going to get it at all. But I had to speak it out. I had to speak it out. I had to make those promises. I had to get that out so that I know for myself what I need to do. I had to enter that contract, basically. It's a give and a take. It's a give and a take, just like anything in life. It's a give and a take. It's the same way with God. It's a give and a take. In order for him to give you things, you have to sacrifice things. And last night, I just spoke out loud the things that I felt like I needed to sacrifice, that I knew in my head that I needed to sacrifice in order to get to the places where I think I can be. And I know, because God has been with me throughout all of my walks in life, I know that he'll deliver me to wherever I'm supposed to be, whether the place that I'm supposed to be looks the way I think it looks or not. And I think that over the years, the more and more I have my moments, as I like to say, the more I've become comfortable with just letting go and allowing God to do the work that I can't do. Once I've gone as far as I can go, I'm becoming, I should say, more comfortable with just letting it go and just allowing it to be whatever God is going to make it at the point that I can do no more. But you have to get to that point too. And I think that's been the most important part of my walk as of recently, is getting to that point where I can realize that I just can't control everything. Like, I can only control what I can control. So it's best to just look inward and do the things that I can do. And then the things that I can't do, let them go. That's been the most important part of my journey as of recent. So why am I saying everything that I'm saying? What's the point of today's episode, basically? The point of today's episode is, I think we all should just reflect, and we should all have our moments, like I do, where we just sit and we just discuss. We talk out loud all the things that we've been through. We talk out loud the places that we've been. We talk out loud the place that we are. And we talk out loud the place that we want to be. And then we also talk out loud how we plan to get there. Be specific about the things that you know you can control. And once you've done those things, once you've been specific and you see yourself working on those things, and it gets to a point where the things that are going on in your life are not the things that you spoke out loud that you could control, just let go. And I think we all have to get to that place, though, of faith to where we can let go, because I know early on, well, I'm still early on, but earlier on, especially, I just had trouble with that. I had trouble with letting go. I had trouble with wrestling with control, with trying to be in power all the time, because when I felt powerless was when I was at my lowest, and I just didn't want to go back there. But the thing is, God delivered me out those places. God placed people in my life that delivered me out that place. And so I'll never go back to that place. And once I stopped fearing that, I feel like it was easier for me to allow that, to allow myself to let go, to allow myself to stop trying to manipulate and control everything and just take my hands off of things. And I'm still learning because I'm not, perfect at it. Of course, I'm a human. So I'm always putting my hands in the way and doing things, but I like to think that I catch it faster than I used to. I catch myself faster than I used to, and I adjust faster than I used to. And I think that's important in our walk. To be able to see where we've been, where we are, and where we want to go. I don't know. This one was a little more off the cuff, a little more random. All of mine are random, I just kind of get on here and talk, get on here and ramble, get on here and go, man. That's what I love to do. I hope you guys love it too, man. Thank you guys, man. For the video version, you guys finally have my sexy face on here, Check out my other podcast, The Grandma Table. It's on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Trying to get on more platforms. Just got to put the money towards it. Trying to get more equipment, small equipment things, so we can just take the quality up a notch for you guys. But me and my boy Christian, man, we over there doing our thing over there. Artwork, the official artwork is up by now. It's done by my boy D. D is the most talented artist I know. And every time I need an art piece done, I go to my boy D. So if y'all need some art done, go to my boy D, man. Hit me up, ask for his information. I'm not there. I'm telling him to set up a business email so I can start hitting him up, trying to get some art pieces from that man, because he's super duper talented. That's my guy right there, man. Shout out to my guys, man. My guys support all of my stuff, all of my podcasts. They come out and watch every week, and I appreciate that all the way. Shout out to everybody else that also comes out every week and just show love, show love. We appreciate the love and support. Shout out to all my folk on YouTube that show love too, because y'all boys been showing me love for a little minute, and I appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's really all I had to say. This has been your boy T. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Hi, how are you?